So I do want to talk about like the Luke thing because like a lot of shows, they do a lot of will they, won't they with Luke and Lorelai. Sometimes they get like so close, you think they're going to kiss or even like ask one another out. And it just doesn't happen. And to me, I say like, it's very clear to everyone that Luke has a crush on Lorelai. Sometimes he's very, very, very obvious about it. But as a person who is having the crush come at them, I don't think Lorelai has anything to respond to yet. Let me elaborate. So Kristen is saying, and this is under the show, the most recent show that we had about as of right now, season 2, episode 9, Runaway Little Boy. She says Suki is right, but also Luke needs to step up and act on his feelings. So you ever have someone like, I think they like me. They do act different around me than other people, but they're more teasing of me. They are pulling my ponytail, but they never really outright say anything. What's Lorelai supposed to respond to?
Okay.
Okay.
Counterpoint.
Mm-hmm.
You know when a guy has a crush on you. You
Okay.
just know. And Lorelai has been around the block long enough to. Oh,
I'm gonna counterpoint.
oh okay.
Ooh.
I thought you were showing you had a crush on me, Liz. I was like, Liz has a crush on me. I
When you
think
know,
that
you know.
you know that you can feel when a guy is giving you extra attention, looking at you a half second longer, that he goes out of his way to help her. He drives her to the hospital. He's always there for her. He's getting grapefruits at the store. You know, like he goes above and beyond to help her out. I have a feeling she knows she's keeping it at arm's length because she doesn't know what to do about it. But I definitely don't think she's oblivious.
Liz?
So my counterpoint is that you also have to know the person's like self-esteem or where their headspace is to know if they can receive those messages, right? So like this idea that you know, sometimes you don't because you're like, why would somebody be interested in me? Or I have a kid, or, he's nice to everyone, or this is how he treats people. He's curmudgeon-y, but he's the staple of the community. And then there's also the risk aspect, right? Which is, what if I assume this and I'm wrong? Embarrassing. Or what if I do this and what we see from her, and she's a runner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's in this community, she likes her relationships, and what if she acts on this and she ruins her life? So you also can't just go, like, if you actually care about where you live, this could be a building, this could be, a gym you go to, whatever.
She has stability that she's always craved, and she has more stability than she's ever had. And she feels very self-made, and she did this herself, and she's a single mom. And you don't want to ruin that by shacking up with the diner, which is the only place in town that you can buy coffee.
There's no other food in that town.
There's no other
food in the town. There's a grocery store and there's a diner.
And there's a pizza place, but we've never seen the interior.
Yeah, but, so they obviously...
So they would starve to death.
Making it in the back.
Yeah.
So, but I do feel like even if she does see it, she might purposely not be seeing it because it's too much of a risk.
It's risky.
So, exactly.
So the only thing you can do is keep it at arm's length. And as people who have done show business, we can tell, it's like when you can tell that a booker or a producer is like kind of being slimy, but you can't really call it out because it's not overt enough.
It's not so tangible. Like if
Yes.
you tried it, if we tried to talk about it, we would all know. But as soon as you try to tell like your friend from Colorado or your mom, they're like, well, they're just checking in. Maybe they're just a good person. Mom, they're not a good person.
They're not a good person. And like the way you feel that, but you can't call it out and you can't go with it. So you have to like just keep it at arm's length and pretend to be oblivious. I think
but then there's
Lorelai's
also
doing the PG-13 version of that.